quietly, drifting in the open breeze, silently.
Hi guys, so as usual, excuse the messy background, but I'm finally coming along to do a tryout video for the Naked Decay Cherry Palette. Now this is my first Urban Decay palette that I've owned. I think I own one of the Vice lipsticks, but I'm pretty sure maybe that's the only Urban Decay thing that I have. So this was like a big spontaneous treat to myself. Honestly though, I only got it because it was like cheaper. It was in Debenhams, they were having some sort of sale. I think I got it for like £35 or something. But I don't know what attracted me to it. Beforehand, I've only really been attracted, I think I've said this in a video before, to the limited edition Alice palette, but I got there too late. I was thinking of getting the electric palette, and the heat out of the naked palettes, the heat one is what was interesting to me the most. And then this came along and I thought, that doesn't even make me think of cherry. Like, nothing about this screams cherry at me. It's not red enough, it's not pink enough. But then I saw a video and it does make sense. Naked cherry, they're not as, you know, intense, and, or in terms of looking at the colours, they're not screaming cherry because it's a naked version. It's more of a subdued version. So I'm hoping with that in mind I won't be as disappointed. But I don't know, I just felt like getting it. And then I saw Jackie Aina's video and it was working on her skin tone. I think she's deeper than me, so I have hope, guys. I have hope. As usual, I do apologise for the light beaming down on my face. This side seems to be the eye that isn't too overexposed. Just focus on this eye if you want to. So it says, Naked Cherry is ripe for the picking with 12 all new sweet and tart cherry hued shades, including shimmering pinks, warm peaches and deep burgundies. From Bang Bang, a soft micro sparkle pink, our go-to highlight shade, to Ambitious, a deep metallic copper, our new favourite, and Drank Dial, our weekend obsession. This forbidden fruit has everything you need to create ethereal daytime looks to wildly seductive smoky eyes. Cherry's fresh vibes, it feels like we're getting naked again for the first time. Oh, cherry. Popping. Anyway, it has these shades on the back. It's a nice, like, tight, confined box packaging for it. Sorry, I feel like I need to review the packaging because this is my first Urban Decay palette. And this is the first time I've actually opened it. I've obviously seen videos and that, but I really like the cherry detailing inside the box packaging there. And the packaging itself is absolutely stunning. It's like this, not glazed, but it's got like the cherries underneath the actual top layer, and it's got the embossed writing on top. It's really lovely actually. It's quite stunning to look at. So let's have a little open. I've already done my other makeup look. I've already done my like base or whatever. So I'm surprised actually that it doesn't have one of those sheets. So as you can see, the colours have not been entirely protected. It's got like the transfer on the mirror. But I don't think any of them are broken. I bought this from store, so I mean, it didn't, you know, it wasn't shipped to me poorly packaged or whatever. The brush looks interesting. I'll try and stick with this. This is really nice actually, by the looks of things. It's like, it's like a fluffier side and then like a tighter, shorter, dense side, a little wand. This is really cute. I tend to keep these little sleeves that they come in, so if I can put it back in then I will. So let's start. My base is tacky. I've got the LA Girl Pro Conceal eyeliner thing. What do you call it? Concealer. I'll zoom you in a little bit. Okay, so, oh yeah, they got the shades printed on the actual palette, which is nice. So I guess I'll go in with Hot Spot and put a bit of that underneath my brow bone. Oh, I've got a bit of fluff on me. I'm going in with the fluffier side. It's kind of powdery. When you pick, I don't know how you'll be able to see, but when you pick it up, a lot of the powder dusts back into the pan. But that doesn't really bother me. I tend to go back in and use that anyway. But just in case someone is curious, I could set my whole lid with this, but I've been enjoying not setting the lid of late. So I think I shall leave that be. Then I'm going to go in. See, these lighter shades down here don't seem like they would go for me. They look too ashy. But I guess let's go in with Feels, which is the fourth shade here. It's like a muted brown pink, I guess. Let's see if that shows up in my crease. Oh, that's not bad actually. Don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's like it's more mauvey than I was expecting. It doesn't look as ashy as I thought it was going to look, so glad I tried that one out. It might be because my base is still sticky, but it's hugging the pigment more and it's not. I don't know. Maybe just the undertone's better for me than I was expecting. Then I'm going to go in, I can't tell if Bing's sparkly or devilish. I think they've got maybe a hint of sparkle in them, or maybe it's just the fallout from the other shades around it. I'm not entirely sure with that, to be honest. But I'm going to go with Bing here. It's like the 5th darkest from the dark side. In my crease as well. Again, you're getting a lot of, it's not a lot, but you're definitely getting a noticeable amount of fallout coming back into the pan. Pick up, sorry. Kick back. What is it called? Fallout's when it drops on your face, isn't it? Kick back is when it's in the pan, I think. So as I put it on, I can see some shimmer dropping off onto like the lid space, but if you blend it in and buff it in, it won't be like really shimmery in the crease. So I'm guessing if you pack it on the lid or whatever, then you'll get some of the shimmer that looks like it's embedded in here, but buffing it in seems to take that away, which is what I want. I don't want shimmery creases. This is really pretty, and I like this brush. The brush is really nice so far. I'm really enjoying that. I don't know, do Urban Decay sell brushes like on their own? I don't feel like I've ever seen those before. I'm going back into Feels, which was the first colour. Just sweeping it back over that just to diffuse it a bit more. So far this is looking really pretty. And these, to be honest, these are the sort of tones that I like. I just wasn't sure if they were going to be deep enough, and they still don't scream cherry to me, but I don't know. So I'm going to go in with my finger. That's how I apply shimmers. And I'm going to go in with Young Love, which is this pretty pinky purple colour here with like gold shimmers in it, I think. And then I think I'm going to go with Bang Bang, which is the bright pink with gold shimmer in it, in the Tear Duct. Ooh, you get a good amount on your finger when you... I went back and forth about 2-3 times, and it does look chunky and powdery, but it also looks like if you swipe it on, it could be quite creamy. So let's test that. Oh, no, it is quite crumbly, guys. Like, it's really soft, I guess, so I feel like if it had a little bit more oil in it or something, it would go on really like creamy, but it is a bit too soft and crumbly. So I probably put too much on my finger, to be fair, but still, you're getting a lot of payoff from this colour, like a hell of a lot. I've still got enough on that one finger to go over with this eye. This is super pretty. I wish my lights wasn't washing it out as much, but I'll zoom you in a minute. Like, I'll take you to a darker spot in my room. And I've still got some more left on that finger. So, oh, can you see the fallout on my hand? I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like sprinkled down. Don't know, I think it's on my clothes as well. So that shade is definitely really crumbly, but with what's left on my finger, I'm just going to rub it underneath my lash line. There, I was going to say it stains the finger, but it doesn't. I used a cheek tint earlier on my cheeks, so that's the red colour that's still stuck on my finger. Continuing on with the lower lash line, I'm going to use this little side of the brush just to blend that out a little bit more, because I want to keep it kind of tight. It's quite stiff. Maybe that's not what it's for. Maybe it's for like adding it. I'll use it again on the top in a second, I think. But yeah, I'm going to go in with Devilish, which is this deeper brownish purpley shade, and I'm going to sort of stamp that on the outside. Oh, it does try to drift into the eye, so be careful. Maybe blow it off or tap it off or whatever. That sounded really weird. I don't tend to tap off my products, so I am typically more prone to getting fallout, but that's just me. And if I do tap it back out, I tap it back into the pan so I still use it, which I think I mentioned earlier in some way. This is nice. I do feel like these colours, although they've blended beautifully together, they're not very distinctive on their own. Like, you put them on and you can't see that, oh yeah, that's a different colour. Like, it blends nicely, but it all sort of just mushes into one. if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe a back and forth in would fix that, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm just rubbing that brush off. I typically use a brush for the inner corner because I can't fit it comfortably, like it ends up going in places where I don't want it to be if I use my finger. So I'm going in with Bang Bang, as I mentioned I was going to do, on this tiny little brush. This reminds me of like just prom. This colour is just such a prom colour. It's very pretty. I don't know, oh I just put it on my nose. I don't know if the glitter really runs all the way through, but I feel like as I'm swiping on the shade, I don't think you'll be able to see, I'm taking off the top layer, which seems to have most of the gold reflex. It doesn't seem like it runs all the way through, or perhaps it just isn't as even. So that's pretty. It's not as blinding as I thought it would look. I feel like they said Bang Bang was their perfect their go-to highlight shade, but it's not as intense as I thought it would be. Another thing that I noticed, once I got this palette, and this same person, I really can't remember her name, but I'll try and find her. If I can't, I'm sorry. Just type in some keywords, hopefully you can find who I'm talking about. Oh, can you hear that? My eyes going all funny. Anyway, I looked at this, and I kind of looked at my Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star, and I was like, are they the same kind of shades? Did I just basically buy the same thing? So I don't know. She's done a video testing that theory actually. So if I find it, or perhaps just type in, you know, Urban Decay versus Blood Sugar. I don't think there's that many videos on it. But I noticed it, and I was so glad that someone else had thought of it too, because I thought, oh crap, is this just me that's thinking that? But yeah, who knows. Anyway, I'm going to go in with Privacy, or is it Privacy? How do you guys pronounce it? Privacy or Privacy? I don't know. Right there, and I'm just going to pop that on this little brush as well. Right in the corner quite tightly, just to create a little bit more depth, because as I mentioned, I feel like everything's sort of blending into, not into nothing, but into the same colour, and I don't really want that to look the same. This is a nice brown though, quite deep. But it looks like it's got bits of like a grey undertone rather than like a chocolatey one, because when I put it on, it does have that sort of tone to me, which is a bit too cool for what I like, even though it looks rich and chocolatey in the pan, but maybe I'm mistaken. I'll pop a little bit of that under here as well, I think. Dipping my brush and everything. Basically, because I wear glasses, right, I have to have the palette like really close to me, and when I've got double-ended brushes, or even if it's just a normal brush, I always end up jabbing the end into the palette, and it's like, oh no, it's not what I'm intending to do. It makes it a nightmare when it's double-ended and I'm accidentally dipping into different colours with the other end, and then I forget, and then oh, mess guys, mess. But it's alright, because I don't have many double-ended brushes, so it's all good. Right. The eyes are looking absolutely divine, I think. Still a little bit disappointed with that Bang Bang colour, but the lid shade overall is really pretty. So I'm going to go and do like mascara. I'm not sure if I want eyeliner or not, but I'll be back in a second with my final thoughts.
The world is never what it seems. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dancing till the dawn. If only we could travel back in time.
Alrighty, so this is the final look. I'm overall, I'm happy with this. Just to touch on the packaging. The carton's stunning. The packaging of this, nice and sturdy. It feels expensive, which is a silly thing to say, but it feels like, you know, you're getting good quality packaging as well as products for the money that you're spending. The brush inside is really nice actually. I do like that, it's quite nice. Obviously I don't usually get more like the higher end makeup, so I'm used to when eyeshadows come with brushes, it's those little sponge ones. So this was a nice little treat. The shades in here that I've tried so far have been great. The only disappointing one was that Bang Bang, just because I thought it was going to be more intense. I don't feel like my eye inner corner highlight pops as much as I would have liked it to. I know you can obviously fix that with a little bit of like setting spray or water or something, but I'm a lazy makeup applier. I can't be asked, once I'm sitting down, I can't be asked to move, get water and do all that finessing. I shouldn't have to, I feel, but I know that is obviously an easy remedy for that. The mirror's a really nice size. I was comfortably like doing it. Obviously I mentioned about me having poor eyesight, I need to bring it quite close to me, so obviously with the dual ended brush I end up picking up the wrong colour or just stabbing it, but I feel like that's better than if it was just a regular brush and I'm literally just stabbing and making holes with the end of it, you know. So yeah, overall I'd say this is worth it if you like the colours. If you're just getting it, I can't smell cherry. But then again my nose is trying to block, so I wouldn't get it if you were just typically looking for a cherry themed palette, because it might let you down in terms of colours. But I think the colours that we do have work together, like it's got a nice colour story. They're quite pigmented and they will show up on deeper toned. If you're deep like me, or even Jackie eyeliner, it will come up. Perhaps deeper still, you might need to go in with a white base, which that annoys me a little bit, like why should you have to go in with a white base? But for all colours, if you want full pigmentation, you know, go in with something lighter and it will proper show up. I know everybody knows that, but still I find it's that extra step that I personally can't be bothered to do these days. I did used to do it back in the day when I used to do more rainbow light eyeshadows in the day, but it's like I don't want to do that now. But it still shows up quite nicely. So yeah, I'm actually pleased about this after initially being very turned off and just spontaneously bought it, but I'm glad I did buy it. It was a nice introduction into the quality and consistency of the eyeshadows that Urban Decay do. There are a few crumbly shades in here, but they're all workable. So yeah, I'm glad that I paid what, the £35 that I did pay for this. So that's it for this video. Let me know if you think I should try any of the other Urban Decay products, such as like mascaras or like other eyeshadows or like the liquid lipsticks. I know that got quite a buzz. I don't think it was a good buzz when they came out. I think people were saying they were very dry, if I remember, I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you've got this palette as well and what you think of the shades, and if it screams cherry to you or if you just like it for the fact that it's there. I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.